Hello everyone, my name is Dr. Joel Rosen. I am the Adrenal Fatigue Recovery Ninja. Today I want to talk to you about 5 reasons for the men why taking testosterone won't fix your problem. So we're talking about low libido, low motivation, low drive, low energy, crashing in the middle of the day, maybe a little bit more emotional, watching movies and being a little more sensitive and wondering why. Putting on weight around the midsection, not being in the mood, not getting aroused, not being able to perform. And then what do you go? What do? You go and see your doctor and they do a blood test and they say, oh my goodness, your blood test is low, your testosterone's low. All we got to do is give you a shot of testosterone once a month, once a week, whatever it is, and boom, we're going to fix all the problems. Here's 5 reasons why that's not going to work. Number 1, stress. Stress is not going to be fixed at the end of a testosterone shot. If you have stress, which we do, right? Balancing your work, your family, your boss, your employees, your children, your bills, your community service, all of the directions you're being placed. What happens if you have inflammation and you're being run down and you have pathogens or you have infections or chemical exposures? All of those things are stress. Those things are not going to be fixed. So there's actually 6 reasons. Number 2 is when you do a blood test, it only looks at your DHEAS. It doesn't look at your total DHEA. In our office, we do 3 tests. We do a 4-point urine test that looks at the metabolites, that looks at all of the different ways that DHEA is produced by the adrenals. It looks at the male hormones and the testes and how that's producing, looks at how estrogen is aromatizing, it looks at how you're clearing out phase 1 and phase 2 of estrogen clearance, if your 5-alpha is upregulated or downregulated, and reasons for that, like maybe you've taken Rogaine or Propecia, and taking testosterone is not going to help that. In fact, it's going to make things worse. So bottom line is you get bad testing, and DHEA assessment is not going to be looked at properly when you're looking at a blood value. Number 2, one of the reasons that you're not going to get fixed is with taking testosterone and fixing your low libido and your drive and your mood and your irritability and like that old sort of grumpy man is the fact that when you take DIM or DIM, your doctor said, hey, this will be good. This will block the aromatization of testosterone into estrogen so you won't get so emotional. That's a lie. DIM won't do that. DIM has nothing to do with blocking the aromatized activity. What it does, it helps clears out phase 1 of estrogen metabolites. But that's all it does. It's not going to slow down the conversion of that extra testosterone that's aromatizing because of stress, inflammation, insulin resistance, and you're only going to be clearing out something that's already upregulated and you're not fixing the reason for that. Hopefully that makes sense. Number 3 is low methylation. You didn't do a genetic test, or if you did, you're only taking methylfolate, or you're not even removing folic acid, you're not getting leafy green vegetables, there's major gut infections, and you have a genetic susceptibility where you have an MTHFR gene, or you have a COMT gene, which aren't working at full capacity, and even though DIM may be pushing phase 1, you're really slow on phase 2, and you have these partially metabolized estrogen substrates that are going and blocking the action of any hormones that would ultimately have impact and able to give you libido and drive and mood and focus and motivation. It's not going to fix that. That's really, really important. Number 4 or number 5 now is they do the wrong test. You just can't do a blood test and get all the insights that you get when you do a blood test, a saliva test, and a urine test. Saliva test will tell us a lot about the free fraction of the hormone. It will tell us about your circadian rhythm, and blood tests will tell us about the absolute amounts. I've seen a lot of guys that they're urinating a lot of testosterone, yet their blood tests are really low, and they just go on more shots of testosterone. They up their dose, they just pee out a little bit more, and it's because there's no cell membranes to bind the hormone to. And then the last thing I'm going to say is that you're never going to fix this is because you're metabolically rigid. What do I mean by that? I talk to guys all the time, and we talk about your diet, and we talk not so much your diet, what are you eating? And we find out that you're eating way too much protein. And that's causing too much gluconeogenesis, which is causing insulin surges, which is feeding the aromatase activity. And you're taking DIM and you're only clearing that quicker, but your phase 2 is really slow and no one's telling you about that. That's a big one. Number 2, you're getting too much carbs and that's driving your insulin levels. Number 3, you're not getting enough healthy fats and you're not able to use that as a way to repair your cell membranes and to help with your immune system and to help with your nervous system and help with your detox lymphatic system. So those are 6 ways why taking testosterone won't fix your libido problems. Number 1 is just overall stress you're not addressing. Stress due to inflammation, psychosocial stress, and blood sugar problems. Number 2, your DHEA that you do with a blood test is a bad test to tell you what's going on there. Number 3, taking DIM, you're expecting it to move the world when it only does what it's supposed to do, and that's clear out phase 1 of estrogen metabolism. Number 4, you are getting low methylation and low clearance of phase 2 of estrogen metabolism, and it continues to circulate. Number 5, you're not getting the right amount of tests that you need. And number 6, you're metabolically rigid. Once again, my name is Dr. Joel Rosen. I am the Adrenal Fatigue Recovery Ninja, and I look forward to ending your low libido nightmare. Thank you so much.